So now, welcome to All Things Leadership Podcast, where we speak everything leadership. This is Sholo. Sitting Jelapo, like, share, subscribe. And today we've got amazing guests, which is my crew and my previous guest, Usane and Unomfundo. At the back we've got Ulindo. And we also have Usbonga. Yeah. Welcome to the show. We're back again. No, Sane, how was Ishoka Benjamin Dube?
Oh, she went? I went.
Yeah.
It was absolutely amazing. I had a really, really, really great time. My being there, me being there, was like Kabil. I was there helping and supporting a friend. She had her own food store and she was selling food. That went well. It was a first experience.
That's
and
great.
just, it was beautiful, the whole coming together after thing. And then later on joined the show, and from the very beginning, from performer the local artist all the way to the final to the last performance rather, it was really, really amazing. And you couldn't miss the anointing, the fresh anointing that was there. Like, it was just ministry. It was more of like a talent show, or like people just because they can sing. But yeah, it was amazing.
Wow. Yo, I mean, like, when this sound engaged on Sendlin.
What?
I promise you.
That is crazy.
Especially, so I think it was like 11:30.
Episode?
And Doze Mbambo was singing Magabongwe.
Yes.
And it was just fire, bro.
What?
Yeah.
Episode.
Yeah.
It started. I want to say like 4 going to 5, although the gates opened earlier than that.
Mm-hmm.
So people were already at the venue before then. But yeah, it started around then. Because again, I was outside in Daisa, and then when I heard the performance starting, I went back inside.
But well done to you supporting your friend, your days at Abane.
Thank you.
Novundo, the exam season is almost over. How's life at varsity?
Over for me. I'm enjoying it.
Are you finished with exams?
I'm done with exams.
Yay!
Favorite time.
Listen.
Didn't feel like it last week though. Because I was writing
Yeah.
like Tuesday to Friday, back to back.
How many modules do you have?
I have 4.
Yikes.
They're all content based. So it was quite
Hectic.
yeah, but
Within 1 week.
yeah, we're done.
Wow.
Wow.
Ready to go home.
Okay. In
That's
fact, Novundo is a shiny desserts of it.
Okay.
Like, any.
Okay.
Anyways,
You don't.
let's go to the last 3 episodes, and let's just break them down a little bit. You know? So let's start with Popeye. Ulindo.
Yes.
He was speaking about songwriting. You know.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you want to write songs after listening to that episode?
No. No, it was a very amazing episode. I think also I found it interesting because like there's me being exposed to like the music, scene-ish, not on a professional scale or level or anything like that. It's very, very, very immature. Like, what is it? Yeah, immature. Yeah. So, yeah.
Or amateur. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, just to understand, like, I think he had more to say and elaborate on about the behind the scenes, basically, because we are always ready to celebrate the final product and the finished song, and just like, oh, that is amazing hits, or like, oh, that is so great, and then you hear everything that goes into, preparing that. And I think what carries even the process is determination and motivation, Uguti, like, you want to see this project or this, thing that you're starting, eBay, like a seasoned and a very, finished products. So yeah, it was very interesting hearing from that. But I I don't know about me writing songs.
I think you know what I thought was interesting for me. First of all, I didn't think a conversation about writing a song could last an hour.
Actually,
it was like quite lengthy, and it's beautiful to be able to break it down. You know, Nfundo, were there any takeaways for you?
For me, I was interested by the fact that he gets melodies random times of the day as he's walking, when he wakes up. I
was like,
and he has to wake up to record, otherwise it's gone. I was like, hectic.
Oh my word.
I'm not a creative, so it sounds like fun being a creative. I don't know. That was very interesting. And then the advice that he gave to songwriters, it's important for them to credit their work. I'm a songwriter, because a lot of Konyo goes behind the scenes, celebrate we don't know
who actually, you know,
the song.
Kanda actually wrote the song, and you were just singing
and
it.
I was just singing it.
Yeah, and
I
you're
can't
just like,
sing in real life.
Wow.
They don't have to know. How will they know?
Sure. I think that episode was quite interesting. I learned a lot myself. But it was very interesting.
You know something.
Yeah. Yeah. Was there anything challenging about what he said to you on that episode?
He started during COVID.
Yo.
That's when.
Yeah.
And then he didn't wake up to record, and then he lost it. So it's the importance of writing your dreams down. As the Bible says.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Write it down.
Yeah.
Habakkuk.
The vision. Yeah. Write
Make
it
it
down.
known.
And actually work to execute that dream. Still struggling on that. But it's good to hear all these people calling me out.
Actually.
And how do you feel being in front of camera? Because you usually behind the camera.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, guys. But yeah, I am here. I'm here.
Yeah. I think for me, I wouldn't say challenged, but like it resonated with me when he said, when you feel and know that there's a calling on your life, it doesn't make sense basically uhlale and expect the calling to move towards you. You have to skip towards it, even when there is no provision or you do not see how you're going to go about this. But it is when you make a move or you make action, or you take action towards the calling, that along your journey the provision comes.
Wow.
The people that are there to assist you with your destiny, that's when they come. They are not going to come to your house and just like, yeah, bro, let's go get this calling, or let's go get this dream. You have to initiate, you know. And also considering what he started this during COVID, we were almost the entire globe was like depressed. And so although many people did start things, I tried starting a business, flunked. Because I was just
what kind of business was it?
Oh, that's not gonna.
What happened?
That's fine. Let it sleep. It's fine.
Yeah.
Call me back. I'll tell you about it.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. We'll see. Everything is into it. It's really because it is a calling for your life, you know, and God then just makes that provision, and He makes it a great success.
Sure. You know what's really cool?
Yeah.
The people who were the backup singers at the Benjamin Dube show in Maritzburg, they are His people.
Yeah, they're part of His.
They are His
choir.
Simonye, choir, thingy-mabob, you know.
Which then speaks volume of His leadership, and in that space in Jerusalem, He's able to what's that word? But nurture. Nurture people's talents that they would blossom. Not to take away from the individuals themselves, but
He's a great gatherer. He's a great gatherer.
Yeah.
Well, let's move to Cebo.
The rugby player?
Remember the rugby player? Do you have any takeaways from that?
3 a.m. guys.
Nah.
Guys.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
But that was interesting. It was very interesting. Work ethic, yeah, okay. Everything, even behind the scenes when you met him, he's a very disciplined man of God, which is crazy. Because when you think of athletes, especially in South Africa, not taking a dig at South African athletes, but yes. And so to meet an athlete that has dedicated their life to God and is intentional about serving God through their talent is amazing. Yeah. And the determination, yeah, okay, yes. His consistency, work ethic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yo.
I also enjoyed the interview or watching the podcast or episode. Like the discipline is just like it makes you question. It's like, what am I not doing right? It's like, well, what's so hard about me not sticking to like, you know, a plan or whatnot? Because the waking up early, it's and then it's like so he said, I see you are 5 hours ahead ahead of everyone else, and you're just like, oh shoot,
that is true.
Yeah. Because I mean, think of the things he's done in 5 hours and I'm still snoring. You're just like and he's on top of business, moving on to things, you know. So I found that very it's a very beautiful thing. And also to see that being a constant theme in his life, you know, even now that he is a professional player. I think it was, if I remember well, was it the time he was Bulls when they selected him to be captain?
Yeah.
And was he he didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
And then when he asked Wuti why did that happen or why did they select him, he was just like, no, we need a person of less words and more action.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay.
Yo.
That is, you know, very like a very beautiful thing to have, like a beautiful character trait to have, that like you're not only a person that just like actually I'm like yeah I can do this, I do that, but you made it with action. If anything, it's action first for you, and then your words, not that they don't matter, but then they only like
confirm.
You know. So it's just like top tier.
Let your words confirm
your
actions.
Yeah. Right?
Wow. Yo. Did I tell you how I met him?
Yeah.
So we at Equip, the conference.
Yeah.
So I just see scoring, you know, standing next to the coffee machine. So I'm just like, okay, strangers. I love speaking to strangers and getting to know their stories. So I just went up to him, just like, hey, Nhlaka. He's like, I'm Cebo. Then he started speaking. Within 10 minutes, I was just like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing next week, Monday? And come to studio, let's talk. I didn't really know what he's a professional rugby player, though.
Really?
Yeah. Awesome. I think I was triggered by the amakamake of discipline. He works out at 3 a.m. And I was just like, who works out at 3 a.m.? Bro, I'd like to listen to your story.
You kind of want to defrost a little, you know?
And just when he came to studio, then I learned to know he plays for Makrekwas or Makrekwas. You know, but he's got a really amazing, incredible journey, you know.
I think also one thing, sorry if I couldn't.
Go for it.
Yeah. I think also one thing that stood out for me with his interview was God's hand and the positioning in his life. It's just like, it made sense. Like when he was going through everything, it's just like, what's next? What's coming? Or, you know, how do you go about it? And then now that he's just, you know, more on the testimony side of it, it's just like, God was at work. Come on. You know, you can just like testify also of like God being at work in his life and just positioning him from like elevation to elevation to elevation. And you almost see that's like a trend that's like going like that's in continuation basically. Yeah, so
Wow.
yeah, that's
Shout out to his parents as well.
hey.
Because he learned
Shout out mom
discipline
and
from
dad.
them. Yeah. So it's important the environment that parents create for their children, because children pick up what you do more than what you say.
Yeah.
And so yeah, shout out to the parents. Train up a child, I guess.
Oh,
Yes.
big ups, Rans. Okay. No, that's
mom
cool.
and dad.
So, what was the biggest challenge from that episode for you?
Even after he was injured,
Mm.
and then and as he'd lost hope, I guess, and God came through because of his discipline. Grace or favor found him where he was. And so it's the importance of putting in the work, and God honors it.
Yeah.
God honors us when we put in the work and not just expect.
Have you put in the work and
Sip.
and felt like it's not working, and then it works out? Has that ever happened to you?
With me being in varsity, I guess. Yeah. So I passed my matric. I didn't expect that I was going to be at home for 2 years. Like, there was no reason. But then, yeah, it's just the favor of God being at UKZN after 2 years after school. I mean, yeah, so I feel like that's it for me.
What are some of the stresses that you went through
During my time at home?
during your time at home? Yeah,
I got
because you wanted to be at varsity.
very badly, like, time to punda, guys. And so when I couldn't, I was really frustrated. Like, I didn't know what I was going to do with myself. Yeah. And so applying was a huge leap of faith for me, because I didn't expect because their matrics from 2022 2023.
Yeah.
So I applied online. But yeah, God's favor. Yeah,
Wow.
I didn't expect to be accepted.
Wow.
Yeah.
And for you, Sane?
Challenge?
Has there been a time where you put in so much work and you don't see the results, and then later that it works out?
I want to think back to my first year. From the previous, the last time we had the interview, you and I mentioned, I was positioned, or the program I was initially, doing was just like, what are we doing here? Like, this was not part of the plan. Like, did you hear me? Like, what happened? Did we lose? Because I thought this was, like, what happened? So, that was a season of stretching. Because I was still, like, at church serving also. So I'm just like, but you see my heart, bro. Like, it's like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, what must I do for you to actually see? But also then you realize I learned that God also just looks at the heart, and he, governs the heart. So we'll see, where is your posture? Like, are you doing all of this, serving and doing all of that just to pickpocket him for blessings? Or like, what's the issue here? Are you really just sold out for me like that? Or are you more on like the more transactional side of things, like tit for tat, So I was tit-tatting God. So only then when like I had that revelation and a conviction as well. It's like, kind of sorry. I'm sorry. And then I just saw how even when I was still going through the realization, God was already moving and like making the positioning to where we are now, or then back then to the road to where we are now. And just reflecting on all of that is just like, God has been so good, and he continues to, just like do abundantly above. Exceedingly above all that I ever ask of him. Yeah. So, God has been good.
Sponga?
Yes.
Yeah. Has there ever been a season where you were putting in the work and thought things were working out, but big sure? Yeah. What happened? Come close.
Woo, Sivanga.
Yeah.
It was last year. I was doing my first year. Yeah, academics were killing me. Sad part is that I used to study all day, all night, but then I wasn't seeing the results. I think I was also pickpocketing God, because I was like, if I do this, then you're supposed to do this. I didn't understand how it actually worked, because I'm still new in the faith and walking faith with God. But eventually things worked out, because he sees the heart.
He does.
And by reading scripture, you find out you're supposed to do things this way and not this way. You're not supposed to seek the gifts, but you need to supposed to seek the heart of the gift giver. Yes, not the gifts. So
Yo.
Nice.
Yo, that's fire.
That's beautiful.
Yo, that's fire, Swanga.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So now let's get to this gentleman who started a car dealership. Like, who starts a car dealership?
Bro, who does that?
Like, who does that?
Who does that?
After selling only 3 cars, he took the resolve.
Bro, he's like, you know what? Actually, I'm onto something here. It's like, let me cook.
Like,
Let me get into this.
what a journey, though.
Yeah.
Yo, what did you think of the episode with Umpe Monahang?
I'm not gonna try pronouncing his name.
It's suit.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he tried teaching us. Guys.
Yeah.
I see. But anyways, it was amazing to hear, first of all, unity walk with his wife and how they are walking in agreement.
Yes.
Shout out. Also, him knowing his worth even in the corporate space, and not allowing the corporate world to choke him. Like, uyazazi ukuthi umuntu that loves like starting stuff. He's a pioneer.
Yes.
A pioneer. And so him not allowing himself to be governed by the confines of the corporate space.
Confines of the corporates. Come on.
And it just like his whole journey, from starting that uni product that they had in the beginning, and just pioneering his way through life and blindly trusting God is how we're supposed to be as Christians, actually. So to meet someone like that was amazing. It was amazing.
It was. Yeah, I think same. Highlights was the godly relationship and beautiful relationship he has with his wife, and like you almost get like, it's like testifying to how the institution of marriage like is like important in ebandledi, because from it then comes all this, it is through dad's, not to say like individually he couldn't have done it, but also with like the support of his wife, them being in agreement and trusting and having this crazy faith, it's just like, the type of belief or like trust in God that everyone else just like, who's gonna tell him that it's like, it's cool, go ahead, but like not that strong in a way.
Most provinces.
Exactly. So it's just like I feel like to me it challenged my faith. Also, I don't think my dreams or my aspirations are scaring me enough. For now. It's just that like, let me dare God. Like, let me get into the daring of God. Like, I haven't dared this man enough, or as much as I should, because, like, it's just so clear that God usfunele izinto ezinhle, he makes what's that verse in Romans? But like he
Makes
makes everything
all things
all
work
things,
together for the
yes,
good.
of those who trust and believe in him. So it's just like God really is so generous, you know. Pelo Wutsky, how much do you trust and believe in him, you know? And so just to see God move in his life like that, it's just like, oh my word, he is such an extraordinary God, you know. And even in how isn't or fall into place, you're just like, it kind of doesn't make sense, you know. It kind of doesn't make sense, and then just comes to prove that God is just like beyond our like. Ukwenza kwakhe ney'ndlela zakhe are beyond the ways we thank them and understand things. And so
you know, I mean, I sazana dad is a actor. I've done acting, guys. I've done acting. We're acting together at DUT. Cool. And really we're catching up on isn't or ministry things and stuff like that. And just go, oh, now he runs a business. Okay, sells cars.
Okay.
Nice. And then the podcast is partnering with his company.
Okay.
No.
Yay, podcast.
Come on.
Love it for the podcast.
ATLP, All Things Leadership Podcast, is partnering with the ZAR Motor Group. So if you're looking for a brand new car, if you're looking for a trade-in, if you're looking for a financing, even from a Polo to a Ferrari, it doesn't matter. You know, we can give you an in-store experience and we can deliver the car to you.
Okay.
Yeah, so choose my kids.
Well, if you want to gift me with a car.
Yeah, like do that. You know, let God move you.
Yeah. There is a link in the description below. But your reference ATLP so that we know that you got the reference from this amazing, powerful podcast.
Sure.
Danko. Right. But like just getting back to his lessons. Remember Ute, you are your own environment.
Right.
So whatever space that you're in, he wasn't pressured by Uti. The people surrounding him had more experience than him in selling cars and managing people, you know, because he worked for like 2 weeks. Yeah, he sold cars for 2 weeks and then he became a manager. That's crazy, you know. And then he started making a lot of money. But what I saw, he was faithful with the little that he had got before having that encounter. So not despising the small beginnings is very critical for us. Yabona lonto omunye uthola ukuthi udayisa etafleni emgwaqweni, but that's not where you're going to end up.
Exactly.
Yabona lonto it's not about starting where you hope to be. It's about starting where you are. That's our motto.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that was so impactful for me as well. He used to walk a lot, you know, and wanting to go and teach people the Bible, actually, you know, and from those lessons that he learned in the Bible, it's the lessons that he's applying in his business, you know. And I remember after our conversation, we've had a couple of people that have kind of referred to him, you understand? And he's been amazing in helping them, you know. And the best thing that he offers is trust. You know, like you can have the most branded business, you know, have his staff is kokela kakhulu and all those things, but if my customers, they don't trust you, I'm not gonna buy from you.
Yeah.
At all, you know. So he is really a reliable man that is totally trustworthy. Yes. You know. What's the And umfundisi, imagine.
This is like bonus.
Paying 24 hours, guys.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Like Yeah, but also I think also seeing how people were trying to sabotage him as he's working in his business and as he's growing, and just to see him and being faithful as well, you know. One guy actually tried to take his business away, I guess. If you want 70% of my business, what are you?
Like, you just want my life now. Like, can you?
Like, Gashin, you know. But it's good to work with them. It's good to connect with Uza Motor Group as well. And what's the most challenging thing that you took away from that conversation?
I'd say his daring. But as an entrepreneur, you need to be daring.
Yeah.
And someone who wants to start things, you should overcome that fear of failure. I think that's something that we struggle with as well in our generation. What if it doesn't go according to plan? And also him being able to start humbly, like small. I think in our generation, futhi, we siyathanda. Like, I'm not gonna do it if instead of just starting. And that's what he did. He just started with his wife. They just started. So and in it, finding people that you trust and not allowing Leo situation, Leo Sandagi, someone tried to sabotage him basically. Not allowing that to taint your view of people.
Sure.
Like, because God uses people to bless us, right?
Yeah.
Don't allow a few bad encounters that you have with people to taint your view of people.
Yeah.
I've got an entrepreneur next to me.
You can imagine how much I was challenged with that episode. I think it was how opposition showed up in his journey.
Yeah.
You know, even from when he was still in corporate, you know, the Konalezinda that wanted to, like, you know, tame down or dump down like his, you know, passion and but like I appreciated his zeal, like to just like that. It's fine. Opposition there, but I am not dumbing this down. Like he is not going to settle, you know, on this dream and this aspiration that he has. And it reminded me of the verse when there was just like, you know, instances of the opposition. There's, I think, a verse it's 1,000 may come at you or surround you from your rights, but basically you have opposition all around you, but God is with you, you know, and he is just ushering you to your success. And so like being an entrepreneur myself, it's just like like I still have room for me to grow and also not to be afraid of failure. Like, you know, sometimes when you start something, you're just like, oh, I hope this goes well, I hope this goes well, I hope this goes well. And then you see a little bit of it's not coming well, and you're just like, oh my God, this was the worst decision ever. I shouldn't have. God, did you really speak like that? Or was this me just, you know, I don't know, going on my own motive and, you know. And so it's just like, when you have this vision, or when God has deposited this vision on you, you really have to trust and believe that, no, this is our plan, this is where we are going, this is end goal, you know, no matter what the current situation looks like, which it may not even be like a fraction of where God wants to take you, but you still have to have that belief, because when in your head you're able to see the end goal, everyone else and everything else that is going on around you doesn't match, you know, the destination of like you know, the vision. So it's just like, okay, you are laser focused and your eyes are fixated on this goal, and you are just not going to settle. You are not going to back down, because it's easy also. You can imagine even from close friends and family, they're just like, you know, and because they're a married couple, I may not know a whole lot, but like I'm sure they're even trying to, you know, influence the wife. It was like, maybe not, don't even pursue, don't let him pursue, you know, him that but then it's just like they are a unit. So what he envisions, she envisions, you know, and so they are locked in like that, and they have this great vision that God has, you know, for them or over their lives. And so it's just like, that's even important. Like, I feel like I'm going on a tangent here, but I think even not relationship, but like with your circle, because it's important to be surrounded with people that actually understand your vision, or rather are even willing to support you. You know, that these are people that are going to propel you to your destiny, and not people that are going to like push you back or even divert you in your direction of going towards this vision. And so yeah, like that for me was just like, I need to be laser focused.
Wow. Just speaking about that, because when you've got that you're in this journey of being an entrepreneurship, of being an entrepreneur, so laser forecasting, you know, and then you boom, then you hit a massive challenge, and how do you handle failure? You understand? And how do you? I think this is such a good question. You know, how do you handle failure? When do you accept ukuthi akwenzekanga ngendlela kade ngifisa ngayo? Let me move on and let me shift. Do you understand? And maybe let me laser focus on the other stuff. You understand? Because in the beginning, it's a massive challenge. And then when does it qualify to be a failure?
I guess we are quick to define failures for ourselves, or I'll just personalize this. I'm quick to maybe say now, like I have this vision, right? I'm wanting to now execute and act on it. I have a picture of what that looks like, you know. And so the minute or the instant that doesn't like materialize, or it doesn't manifest the way that I had wanted it to, I have this like questioning. It's like, perhaps, Shruti, like I wasn't meant to have that, basically, you know, or maybe no, I'm not deserving of that, you know. So hey, I'm saying because a win is a win, I guess. But now it's just like revelation. I would say when now it gets to the point where you are getting into the stumbling block or this failure, if it's a vision that God deposited in you, I think it gets to a failure when you try ukuyenza with your own might and in your own way, rather than sticking to the plan that God, you know, has. Because I mean, God will make a revelation of the pinnacle, or he will give you a revelation of the journey. So it's just like, even in the journey, you are able to know what's okay. We are moving from this to that. This is how we are moving. And God speaks, you know, so it's not like you are, well, it is sometimes like, you're operating blindly, but even at that, there's still communication and you're hearing from God. So I think that minute that you now you are avoidant of that part of the journey, and you try operating with, no, let me press in and do this. I got this on lock. I can do this. And then it doesn't materialize the way you want. It's just like, oh, damn, shoot. You know, now that's my failure, you know. Kanti, if you do as Matthew 6 verse 30 to 31, as you seek first you the kingdom of God, and everything else shall be added unto you. It's just like my stance here, or my posture, it is to have my eyes fixated on God, which is just like, for me, I need to really get better in doing that, because I'm quick to hear from God and just like, oh, great, God, that's good vision. I'm like, let me go try to do it myself.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, I'm just like,
Yeah.
actually, let's
Yeah.
let's divert, let's go back to doing things your way. And I feel like there's so much grace also in doing things and ukwenza izinto kanye noNkulunkulu, rather than trying to fast track izinto ngokwakho or just neglecting indlela kaNkulunkulu and pursuing it your own way. And so failure is gonna be there, however that is defined for you as an individual or as an entrepreneur. But I think it's more important to see, even when that happens or even when that comes, your eyes are still fixated on God, because there is a plan and action with uNkulunkulu. So it's just like, okay, that happened and this is how we proceed. It's fine, you tried doing it that way, let's get back to the program, let's go back to the plan. This is how we were supposed to go about it, and so this is how we will execute, And so uNkulunkulu akakulahleli just because now you have decided to try things with a different avenue or like a different way, or even in your own way. So he's just like, okay, go try it out. I know it's gonna suck, but he's still here. He's still here, and he's still gracious about everything. And so I think then that kind of like counteracts. Am I rambling?
No.
Okay, cool.
Yes, it's a podcast.
So when now I kind of lost my train of thoughts. I was saying.
Okay. It's okay. I ulahlekelwe thought. Right. One of the things that I'm really grateful for is, my life didn't work out the way I had ever envisioned it. Ever.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, I didn't see myself in the media space. I didn't see myself I did try acting, in the acting space. Yeah. I was a pilot. Imagine. Yeah, right. I was a pilot. I was a lawyer. This other time, I'm a civil engineer.
Yeah.
Yo, I did become a civil engineer in my head. I'm an architecture.
Okay.
Didn't materialize. Here I am. But what made me realize was, this might not be the way my life might be going. When I went to write my last matric exam paper, Uma wangu 5 rand.
Okay.
And she was like, this is it. This is the last money you'll ever receive from me. Sharp.
As in like
So
ever.
Bonella, what I'm gonna buy, toiletries and so
Okay.
basically go fend for yourself. So how I went and hustled. That's what actually that's the last time I ever received money from home.
5 rand.
5 rand.
Was it a lot back then?
No.
Oh.
Well, I'll tell you what 500 was getting you.
Okay.
Ikota means ukuthi nje ikota yesenkwa ne Russian. Amen. I don't know if there was a lot, but
I mean,
yeah.
no, it wasn't.
So basically that was it, and then after that I hustled, found work in a construction company. I was doing a lot of rubble moving. But I've been hustling and trying to make ends meet. So things didn't really work out the way I had envisioned them, but things worked out for good.
That's
Do you understand? Because every high school student has the dream of going to varsity, doing A, B, C, and D. I barely passed. I barely passed matric, and I still had this dream to go to university. Did not materialize. It only I only got a bursary 5 years after I finished school. It was incredible. It was a miracle, to be honest. Yeah. But anyways, do you guys have any questions for me or for my audience?
But now, if you ask the audience, who's going to answer on their behalf?
I don't know.
I mean,
okay, you can ask me a question. You can ask me a question. Any question that's burning in your heart.
Oh, I am just like such a baby, like a baby, like I'm only just taking like steps now, and everyone's like, woo. And this is me like being a baby in like entrepreneurship, and so it's just like I appreciate how God has exposed me to wise counsel and how he just like deposits these things to me, that help and help me navigate basically. However, I do find myself in instances where I'm just like, but is this really God's plan? Because then it's just like, okay, I have I'm afraid of asking this, but like,
ask it.
Yeah, but like now, what if my mom sees this? No, but my question is like, with the entrepreneurship, I have the pursuits of the entrepreneurship, and then there is like my academic and career path. I'm not saying like, I'm not gonna say it because you hear me. Yeah, for the sake of my parents possibly watching this, I'm not saying the. Yeah, but like, why are you saying it now?
Oh, yeah.
But synonym like of something what you just said, but yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Something like that. So it's just like, I know God orchestrates everything in my life, but like, how are we here? It's just like, where, because now I understand the investments that was made here, and I do not want to like, it's like, sharp, and then, because then it's just like, this is sacrifice, tears, this is, yay. And then here now it's just like, oh, this is so cute. It's like, let me, and then it's just like, like how do you navigate that? It's like too very loud and very evident. Not callings. I don't think like have I lost you or like?
Yes, yeah, good.
Good. Okay, now please answer me.
Can you do you understand the question, Sponga? Okay, fantastic. Do you understand the question? Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I don't think anything. Maybe I'm asking. Co-ask. How do you honor your parents?
Yes, and the career, because like these are both things like I'm passionate about. Like I have learned and gotten to a place where I really love my career path, and I'm also very much passionate about it. But then also like there's something here that I'm curating, and this is like very like I love this because now this is like a work of my hands. Also, it's just like this is like a me thing. Like this is for me, by me. Well, co-God, but yabo, it's just like yim wonkelo. Yeah. So it's just like, does it get to a point where everything will then, or it's always just going to be like, and I'm just like here, and then oh.
Okay. You've got great parents.
I do.
First of all.
I do.
And your parents have raised you, and they ube independent like this. so that you will be able to, yes, so that you'll be able to think and process things by yourself. Right.
Yeah.
So now you've got a career path, the degree that you're studying, and you have your business.
Mm-hmm.
From what I'm looking at is would say it one day you might have to choose one path, but whatever path that you choose, you've learned a lesson from the other one. Example. So if you decide to go full time in business, what have you learned from school? So you've learned discipline, you've learned systems, you've learned timing, you've learned communication, you've learned how to put together a document, you've learned a lot of stuff. Now you take this stuff and you come and implement it here in the business world, right? Or vice versa. I think you can take your business skills and apply them in your career path, because I know you are very passionate here. It could be a thing of a season as well, there's a word that says the word of the Lord is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path, right? So you may be looking for a light, but God is saying, look at the lamp. One step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time. And then you will get divine wisdom when such a day comes and you say, okay, which one should I really, really commit to? Do you understand? So it's great we've got an entrepreneur that is educated. Do you understand? It's great that we have an educated woman who is an entrepreneur. Because what you're going to find in the educated space is people who are hustling, people who are still trying to do what you've done. So what you're doing here, you have accumulated experience. So now you know how to deal with different kinds of clients. When a client from a big corporation, or let's say the government or whatever, is becoming difficult, you're no longer trying to learn this side, because you've dealt with people.
Yeah.
Remember, people are people, and people buy from
people.
I hope that gives a little bit of light, but I don't think you need to hold yourself hostage, or your parents have raised you well and amazingly, and I'm sure they are really proud of you. You are diving deep and you are pioneering things, and you are actually making a way for other people to get employment. Those are my thoughts. Yeah.
Thank you.
Smonga?
Yes?
Yeah, do you have a question?
For you?
Yeah.
Yes, fine.
Don't even bring it here.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. No, that's cool. I think who wants to close the show?
Who wants that?
Okay.
Yes.
You can just look at that camera and go for it.
Thank you guys for joining us on this episode. We really do hope that you enjoyed and that you were able to get a few nibbles for yourself. Join us again on our next episode. Do not forget to like this episode, comment your thoughts or any of your questions, and do not forget to subscribe. See you next time. Goodbye.